Hey guys, what's up? I'm Kyle and I'm going to be reviewing Enopoly by Vlad Varizhuk. Okay, so before I get to the review, you're obviously here because you're looking for another way to make money or a way to just make money on the side or make money online, etc. So before I get into the review, I want to expose you to one more option that's out there that you may not have heard of before. It's a business model I've been doing for the past 5 years and it's kind of stayed under the radar for the most part. What I do is I rent websites out to business owners for monthly passive income. So let me explain. I'll give you an example of how this works, but there is a link in my description with a whole landing page that breaks down how this whole thing works and with some videos breaking it down as well. So it's worth checking out if you're still exploring business models, but let me give you an example. So what I'll do is I'll build a website for something like junk removal in Seattle. I'll build a very generic 5-page site that lists out services and things about Seattle and basically makes a site kind of informational about junk removal services in Seattle. So once I launch that site, I do some basic SEO. That's basically the skill of getting the site to rank up a little bit on Google so you get to page 1 so people will actually find your site. So I do that for a month or two, and once my site is ranking on page 1 and people are finding it anytime they're looking for junk removal services in Seattle, people find it and they start calling the phone number that I have on that website. The phone number I have on there is like a little dummy number that I can control wherever the calls route. So once people start finding my site, anytime they're searching for junk removal services in Seattle and they start calling the phone number, phone calls are coming through and I'm just letting them go to voicemail first because I don't have a junk removal company in Seattle. What I do is once the calls start coming in, I start calling up junk removal companies in Seattle and being like, hey, I got this website. It's getting like 100 calls a month for junk removal services. I'm not a junk removal guy, but you are. Do you think I could just send them to you for now for a week and you can see what they're like? So I give them a free 7-day trial in essence, and it doesn't cost me anything because the overhead on my site with everything all in all is like $20 to $25 a month. So I hook them up to the calls and I call them back a week later. If they're a competent business owner, they've likely closed a few jobs and made some money off me for free and think I'm some sort of miracle. So all I really have to do in that call is not really sales because they saw what the product is. All I have to do is just say, pitch out a price. I'll say $1,000 a month. Maybe they'll negotiate back at me and come down to $750 a month. I'll take it because $750 a month right then becomes worth so much more because after that moment, it becomes passive income. So I lock them in at the $750 a month, and then all I have to do after that is just run their credit card and keep their card on file and run it every month, and it's on autopilot after that because the website just sits there and generates the leads and auto forwards all the calls to the business owner, and all I have to do is run their credit card every month. It's really that straightforward. There's obviously more to the upfront work it takes to get the site up there, which is something you have to learn. But there's a link in the description with a little bit more information if this piques your interest at all. It's good to explore all options before you jump into one. So let me get into the review of Enopoly by Vlad Varizhuk. Today I'm checking out a company called Enopoly, and if you've been looking into done-for-you e-com stores on platforms like Amazon or Walmart, you've probably come across them. Their whole pitch is building and running a fully automated store for you, so you can just sit back and collect passive income. At least that's the promise. So the guy behind Enopoly is Vlad Varizhuk. He started back in 2021, and what they offer is a turnkey service where they basically handle everything. Product research, listing, order fulfillment, customer service, and even managing the VAs. You're not learning how to do e-com yourself, you're literally paying them to do the whole thing for you. But here's the kicker, it's not cheap. The startup fee is around $30,000, and on top of that, you'll need working capital of about $15,000 to $30,000 just for inventory and scaling. So you're looking at a total investment that can easily hit $60,000 or more before you see real returns. And yeah, there are no refunds. Once you're in, you're in. They claim clients can start seeing results within 60 to 90 days and that their stores can generate $15,000 to $30K a month in profit. That sounds great, but it's also the kind of thing you should take with a grain of salt. Results vary wildly depending on how much capital you're putting in and how well the store performs. From what I found, Enopoly does have legit operations. They've been around a few years, they have a team in place, and there are success stories. But there are also people who say their store underperformed or didn't scale like promised. And it makes sense. This is e-com. It's competitive, and even if someone else is running the store for you, there's still platform risk, shipping delays, account suspensions, all that fun stuff. Another thing to consider is the business model. Most of what Enopoly does is wholesale or automation through approved vendor accounts. It's not private label, so your margins can be thinner and you're still at the mercy of Amazon or Walmart's policies. Plus, you have to split profits. They take 30% of the net. So yeah, you've got a high budget, you don't want to learn all the ins and outs of e-com yourself, and you're okay with playing the long game, Enopoly could be an option. But if you're expecting fast returns or you're tight on cash, this is probably not the move. So like I said, I rent websites to business owners for monthly passive income. I manage over 100 sites at this point. Check out the link in the description. It's gonna have a lot more information in it. If it piques your interest, move forward. But if not, no worries, go down the e-com route. I wish you all the luck in your online money-making adventures. All right, good luck, bye.